In this third Sunday of Lent, if we pay attention to our readings, it seems that it is giving us some bad images about God. For example, in the first reading, we heard about the 10 Commandments. And listening to the 10 Commandments, it seems that our God is projected here as a God who is so demanding. There is only one God. Worship no other gods than me. And in our gospel reading today, Jesus cleansed the temple. He overturned the tables. He drove out those animals offered for the sacrifice and all the money changers. It seems that we are presented here of an image of Jesus who is an angry man. A God who is demanding, a God who is angry. But if we go down deep to the readings, there is a beautiful image that is being projected here about our God. And the key to the understanding of the shift of this image from a dominant, a dictator God, a demanding God, to a caring God, is to understand the 10 Commandments, the Decalogue, the law, in the context of a love-covenant relationship. At the beginning, Yahweh said, I, the Lord, am your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, that place of slavery. Before the commandment was given, Israel experienced first being loved by freeing them from slavery. And then in that experience of being loved, there was that covenant relationship that was made or forged between God and the people of Israel. And the covenant is this: I am your God, and you will be my people. I am your God, and I will take good care of you. I will take good care of your future, of your descendants. I will bring you to a place, to the land of I promise you, in which you will enjoy in abundance as a free people. Worship me as your only God and no other, and you will be my people. And I will never abandon you, no matter what. And then in order to nurture this covenant relationship of love, Yahweh gave them the 10 Commandments. To keep the covenant relationship intact, first, they have to worship God and allow God to be the center of their lives. And in worshiping God, they will be able to love their neighbor, to be good to others. Nganong dili ako mangawat? Because God provided me in abundance all the things that I need to be alive in this world. And this person, this neighbor of mine, is my brother and my sister. And I also have the responsibility to take good care of him or her. I will not destroy their reputation. I will not do anything bad towards anyone. And doing good to others is the fruit of right worship, because I worship this God who takes good care of me and the rest of creation. I will not abuse my freedom. I will use my freedom to love and to serve. And therefore, detached from this perspective of the experience of being loved and then the entrance of the law, observance of the law, without this covenant relationship is slavery. But following the law to nurture the covenant relationship is freedom. The law does not make us slaves in the context of a love relationship. The law is the embodiment of freedom. It is the blooming of freedom. We become so free if we follow the Lord, if we love the Lord, if we worship the Lord. The natural consequence is we love and serve our neighbors. We do not abuse them. And that is why we can understand why Jesus was angry when he entered the temple. If we want to understand the Passover celebration of the Jews, it is their annual way of thanking the Lord for freeing them from slavery. And it is obligatory for every male adult living within 15 miles of Jerusalem, the city of Jerusalem, to offer sacrifice to the temple every year. But it is not just those people within the 15-mile radius. Because the Jews remember this caring, the caring of Yahweh for them as a people, giving this gift of freedom. Every Jew, even if they are living from different distant countries, would come home in order to offer a sacrifice to the temple during the Passover. So kining mga Hudiyo, bisag asa sila kalayo, muuli gayod. Mura sila og mga bulanon ba? No? Nga panahon sa fiesta, muuli gayod. No? Pag-abot sa Mayo, kana bulan sa bakasyon sa mga bulanon. The Jews also have this Passover to remember the goodness of Yahweh for saving them from slavery as a people. And accordingly, according to biblical scholars, sometimes those who will come to the temple to offer the sacrifice would reach about 2.25 million of Jews. More than 2 million would come to the temple to offer a a sacrifice. And to offer sacrifices in thanksgiving to the Lord for the gift of freedom, they have to offer oxen, doves. There were animals to be offered. But in the temple authorities and those Jewish traders, doon na sila'y patakaran. You cannot bring your own animal because it will be checked by an inspector, because it is part of the ritual that what you should offer to Yahweh, to the temple, as a sacrifice, should be unblemished. Walay depekto, maayo ang iyang lawas, dili siya nagkiang, no? The animal should be perfect and unblemished. O kung magdala ka og kaugalingon nimo nga ihalad like dove, tungod kay gihimo nila nga negosyo, the inspector will declare that unblemished, and therefore you cannot offer that as a sacrifice to the temple. Mao nga mopalit ka sa ilang kaugalingon nga mga binuhi. Instead of buying that 4 pence outside, it is 75 pence. So dako kaayo ang gintang sa presyo. Ug unya, you cannot also buy these animals for offering without using their currency of the temple. So kung dito ka nagpuyo sa Amerika o dollar ang imong currency, you have to have a money changer para pulihan ang imong kwarta ug makapalit ka, no? Ni adtong maong animal for offering. Ug taas pud ang gintang sa pagbaylo sa kwarta. The temple has become a marketplace, a place of injustice. And in the temple area, dunay different courts, no? Pananglitan kadtong pinakatumoy, that's the court of the Gentiles. And they cannot enter, they are barred from entrance outside the court of the Gentiles. And then after that, the court of women. And then after that, closer to the sanctuary, is the court of the Jews. And then the closest part of the sanctuary is the court of the priest. Ug kining pag-ihaw sa mga animals for offering and all the money changers, they were located in the court of the Gentiles. And therefore the Gentiles who were already placed at the periphery could not pray because it's so noisy around. Ang singgit sa mga animals nga ihawon ug ang tagingting sa mga kwarta, so noisy outside in that court, and the poor cannot pray. So it was a form of discrimination. And that is why Jesus was so angry. He was so angry because religion was used to take advantage of the poor. The temple is the place of worship, the place where people will encounter God and His people. And every Sunday here in Tandag, we gather together as a worshiping community to worship this God, this only God, who cares for us. And it is in this experience of being cared by God that we care for the poor, that we will not discriminate the poor, that the poor will always be the center of our attention. That is why the church has a preferential option for the poor. It is a preferential option that is not optional. It is an imperative. If we want to be the church of Christ, we should care for the poor. And that is the natural outflow of our right worship to God. We see everyone as our brothers and sisters. A great spiritual master once said to his students, "How could you tell that the night had ended and the day is on its way back?" Kano sa ka makasulti nga natapos na ang kagabhion o mibanos na ang bag-ong kabuntagon? And then one student said, "I would know that the night had ended and there is new day coming if I look at from a distance and I can identify that that is an acacia tree and not a mahogany tree." The master said, "No." And then one student stood up and said, "I would know that the night had ended and the day is on its way back when from a distance I can identify that that is a dog, not a goat." The master said, "No." And then the students gave up and they asked, "Well then, Master, how could you tell that the night had ended and the day is on its way back?" The master said, "It is when you look at from a distance and you see people and you recognize them as your brothers and sisters. Because if you cannot do that, no matter what time it is during the day, it is still night." Kung sa atong pagtanaw sa layo, makakita kita og daghan nga mga tao, og atong mailhan nga sila atong mga igsuon. Kay kung dili nato sila mailhan nga atong mga igsuon, bisan unsa kahayag ang adlaw, kana magpabilin nga usa ka kagabhion. The recent flood opened our eyes to see that we have brothers and sisters who are in need. The government and the church and other private institutions and individuals are exerting efforts to help our brothers and our sisters who are in need until now. To our donors, our benefactors, who sent your donations to the Diocese of Tandag and to the province of Surigao del Sur, we would like to thank you, to thank and appreciate you for having an eye that can see that you have us, your brothers and sisters here in need. And we promise that all your donations will reach to those people who are really in need. I am very happy listening to the different parish priests telling me that they have gone to different chapels and barangays in their parishes, doing something to make a difference to those people who are in need. We are also gathering our resources to continue to help augment what the government is now doing. They are doing their part. I'm very happy to hear that. And as a church whose option is always for the poor, we will also extend our help, especially those brothers and sisters of ours whose houses are partially and totally damaged and devastated. We do this not just for them to have a new house. Yes, that's true, but that is not everything. We do all this because God loves us. God takes good care of us. And in this experience of being loved, we love others, especially those who are in need. That is why the theme of this year's celebration, Year of Mission, as we celebrate the 500 years of the coming of Christianity to the Philippines, gifted to give. We do not give because we want to be blessed. We are so blessed. That is why we want to share. We want to give. And remember that because we are blessed, we share. And in sharing, we do not go bankrupt. We will be enriched when we share. We will become God's witnesses of His generosity. Because the moment we share our blessings, it is a sure sign that we are blessed by God. And God will continue to bless us as we continue to share the gifts that we receive to others, especially the poor. May Jesus Christ be praised.